Hello everyone, my name is Obinna and this is Snappy, the cat. Well, anyway, this is my first ever video on this channel. The reason and the vision behind this channel is to raise a generation of youths who begin to dream big, begin to go after vision, begin to go after purpose, begin to go after solutions to problem, to think beyond money making. That is the reason for this video. Recently, this was just a dream, something that was just stirred up in my heart because while I was back in the past, all I was thinking about as a young guy was to just, you know, get the latest girl in town, get the most beautiful girl in town, make money, drive a big car. But right now, I've come to begin to understand that life is more than that, okay? There is more to life. There is more about life that goes beyond these things. And now I'm beginning to think beyond money. I'm beginning to think about creating solutions to problems, okay? And I look back in Africa, especially from Nigeria where I'm from, we have a lot of youth that all they are chasing after is money. But I look forward and I see a generation of youth that at the age of 15, 16, they are beginning to dream big dreams. They are beginning to think big, begin to look towards a big future that is beyond themselves, that goes beyond themselves into how they can solve problems, how they begin to think big, begin to catch visions. And that is why I say mission, that our vision is to see that people make vision their mission. And that is why I say vision is the new mission. So the aim of this is to challenge youths, to inspire youths, to begin to inspire young people to begin to dream, to begin to dream, to begin to dream, to begin to dream. If you look at great people around the world today, at that very little age, they're still having big dreams. The difference between a black and a white is not their skin color. The difference between a black and a white is not because the whites are more intelligent. The only difference is that a white man dreams. A white man does not see limitation. They dream big. They look beyond money. They look beyond their own immediate needs, and they begin to see how they can solve the problems and the needs of people around them. And that is why I want to see a generation of youths who would rise up and say that they're going to begin to solve problems. I was inspired by somebody whom I was privileged to teach while I was doing my national youth service. I was teaching them, and I just, out of the course, I just begin to speak to them, how to tell them that they should begin to look beyond their village, because I did my youth service in Ikogosi High School, to begin to look beyond their village, to begin to see how they can dream big and begin to see how they can leave this village and do things. I was just saying it because I felt like saying it. But little did I know that this little guy was taking keen attention to what I was saying. And today, the guy wrote me and he was telling me how he was giving the award of the best graduating student in the department, and it was because of me. And when he said that, I was shocked. What do you mean by it's because of me? And then he began to tell me how what I said to him inspired him, and he began to think. He started thinking big. He started thinking of how he could do great things and how he could aspire to change the situation of things around his village. And I was really touched by that, and I felt like if more youths, more young people can start to catch this vision, to start to dream, start to visualize what they want to do, start to run with vision, run with purpose. It's very important to run with purpose. If you do not have vision, you cannot do anything in this life. You cannot say what you want to do is make money. Money is not a good vision. Let me tell you a secret. If you start solving problems, if you start creating solutions to problems, if you start running towards your goal, having big visions and big goals and achieve those goals, this funny thing is that money will pursue you. Elon Musk worked on a project for 5 years. He worked on a project for 5 years and invested over $100 million into that project. And as soon as he launched the project, it was to send a rocket out of space. And as soon as he launched that project, the rocket exploded right before his face. But he wasn't discouraged. He didn't stop there. Why? Because he had a vision. His vision was that he wanted to stir up people to begin to invest into exploring the universe, exploring the galaxies. So far that rocket exploded, he hasn't achieved that goal. And he went back to it and he did it. He did it. And now he was able to succeed in it. Okay? So when you have a vision, a target where you're going to, nothing will discourage you. Nothing will stop you. So I believe that if in Nigeria and other African states and nations, young people begin to look at things beyond themselves, begin to aspire to be a source of inspiration. I want to be a source of inspiration. I want to inspire people to do great things. And if every young man and woman in Nigeria, in Africa, that can begin to desire to be a source of inspiration and aspire to be an inspiration, not just to be a rich man, but to provoke people to aspire to do great things, I'm telling you, Nigeria will be an awesome place. The difference between Africa and other continents is just dreams. People have dreams. People are dreaming big. If you put a 2-year-old child or a 5-year-old child in Africa and a 5-year-old child in maybe US and UK and ask them to speak, you see that the way they speak is different because of these people are bettered. They have been instilled with dreams and visions. And this is what I want for African youth. There is nothing we can do about Nigeria right now with our leaders. These people, their mindset is fixed. I'm sorry to say that their mindset is fixed. But if we can start with the youths, to cultivate them, to inspire them to dream, inspire them to come up with a vision, inspire them to aspire, to do great things, there will be hope for Nigeria. There will be hope for Africa. If we have youths who would grow with vision and run with this vision and step in to rule the nation with vision to transform nation, not because they want to make money, not because they want to use Nigeria as a business to gather money and fatten their pockets. No, because they are grieved with the situation in Nigeria. They are grieved with the poverty in Nigeria. They are grieved with the sicknesses, little diseases that are killing children. They are grieved with the starvation in Africa, and they want to see it change. And these things drives them to rule. I tell you, we would have a nation that people would aspire to travel to, aspire to live in. So that is why I've decided to start up this blog, to inspire youths to run with vision, to encourage them. And let me tell you the truth. In as much as we are talking about vision, before I started thinking like this, I told you earlier in this video that I was just interested in chasing women, drinking, partying, making money. But something peculiar happened along my life in 2013. There was a change in me. I received Christ into my heart, and everything about me changed. If you asked me before, where do I want to be in the next 5 years? That question was very scary to me because I do not know where I want to be in the next 5 years. I wasn't even thinking about it. Okay? But after I received Christ into my heart, He gave me a sense of purpose, and He made me to understand that all things are possible. All things are possible. So even as we run with vision, even as we chase after doing great things, you can never overemphasize the role of God in our lives, because it is God that would help you see that this vision is actualized. It's not of he that runneth, it's not of he that willeth, but it is of he that showeth mercy. It's not. You might struggle, you might have challenges, but when you have this backing that God is with you, Jesus said that to them that believe, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible. I'm telling you, friends, before I received Christ, I had no vision, I had no purpose. But God made me understand that there is more to life, okay? There is more to life. And ever since He came into my heart, I began to think differently. One of the things I love so much about my receiving Christ is my mindset. He changed my mindset completely. Even this video I'm recording right now is because of Him. He changed my mindset completely. He made me understand that nothing is impossible for me. As long as I can see it, I can do it. As long as I can see it, I can do it. The question is, what can you see? What do you see for yourself? All things are possible. You cannot be limited. So stir up this vision in you. Stir up this passion in you. Let it read books, okay? Go online, watch videos, listen to videos, listen to preachings, listen to gospel, listen to messages, sermons, listen to stories about those that have made it. Catch a dream, catch a vision that you run with, and begin to run with it. Do not allow anything to limit you. All things are possible. If there is one thing I've learned in my journey so far, is that when you trust God, all things are possible. When I was doing my thesis, when I was doing my master's, and I was doing my thesis, even my supervisors told me that there was a method I wanted to apply. My supervisors told me how this method is not possible. You can't do this, you can't do that. And truly, they got me scared. But when I went back, I sat down, I remembered all what God has done for me in the past, how He has brought me through difficult challenges. I began to speak it. I began to remind myself that with God all things are possible. And I encouraged myself and I stirred myself up, and I did it. I did it so excellently that my supervisor began to question the quality of my work. I was beginning to started doubting that issue I did the right thing. But she invited some external jurors to come and go through and analyze the work to be sure that I actually did what was necessary. And funny enough, everything was well, everything went well, and I liked the recommendation they gave to her. And when I thought about the whole thing, if I listened to her, I wouldn't have been able to do it. But because I knew that He that is with me is greater than he that is with God, that He that is with me, is greater than he that is in the world. With God, I can do all things. So, my brothers, my people, one, catch a vision. Catch a vision. Run with that vision and believe that God is on your side. This is the first of many videos, and I believe that with God, I'm going to release more. This is a body that God has placed in my heart. I want to inspire youth to do great things. I see a nation like Nigeria with youths who are thinking big, dreaming big, and pursuing. I just want to see more youths inspired. More youths inspired. More youths inspired. And that is my heart. That is my desire this moment. And I'm going to keep doing it until I begin to see results and see that more youths are getting inspired and they are running with this vision to aspire others to do great things. Thank you very much. Have a great day, and look forward to other videos. If you have not subscribed to this channel, just hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. And I believe that together we'll do this. If you catch the vision, you pass the vision to others. With God, all things are possible. Let's work together and make Africa great. Have a great day.